Nobody really thought when I was in college that I would make it to the NHL. And then when I made it to the NHL, nobody really thought I was going to stick. And then I stuck, and then obviously nobody thought I could score 50 goals.
What do you say to those who are like, well, if you play with Connor McDavid, it's easy to get 50 goals?
I've had people critiquing my career, the entire career. If they're going to critique me for scoring 50 goals, that's perfect. Like, that's amazing.
Here's a tap in, McDavid, and that's 50 for Zach Hyman as he becomes the 7th Oiler to score all 50 in an Edmonton sweater in a single season.
Zach means a lot to our group, so to see him accomplish a milestone like that was exciting for us.
You know, for him to find that success and the personal success a little bit is everything to us, his teammates.
If you're going to score 50, you can't have too many ups and downs. It's going to have to bounce your way a lot of the games, and I think for him, he's just had a constant good flow throughout the year and just kept scoring, and yeah, again, just super happy for him.
So to do it at 31 years old, too, you know, you're the 3rd oldest player in the NHL to have their first 50-goal season then. In your wildest dreams, did you ever think you could do it?
I think, like, some things seem impossible when you're far away from them. And then as the season goes on and it becomes more attainable, and people start asking me, oh, maybe you'll hit 50. And I said, I don't know, I just worried about the next one. I was just worried about helping the team win. Like, I just try to do my part, and then obviously got closer and closer, and then was able to hit it.
When you think of your path that brought you to this point, back then, though, did you believe that you would make it to the NHL?
I would say the first couple years of Michigan weren't the greatest from a prospect standpoint. I don't think anybody, I was a 5th-round draft pick to Florida, and at that point, I don't think anybody had me penciled in for any NHL roster anytime soon. And I remember my first couple years at Michigan, I came in as a goal scorer, and Red said, well, if you want to play here, you're going to need to be a grinder and a checker, and you need to block shots, and you need to do a penalty kill. And I think that's kind of where I first learned how to play a well-rounded game. And then I went to the American League and then the NHL, and I got to play with Austin and Willie and Mitch. And first couple of years, I was very much a checker, playing on a skilled line. And I just accepted that that was my role. And then every year tried to develop that role and build out a skill set. And I think I was able to do that, obviously, and have had the pleasure of playing with some pretty awesome players.
He obviously wasn't a top flight player coming into the NHL or projected to be one, and he worked at it and found a niche and found a role and found what he's good at, most importantly. And I think if you can be really good at one thing, you know, people have a lot of time for you.
Zach Hyman has been head and shoulders the best free agent signing in Oilers history. That goes without saying.
It's exciting. It's an exciting new chapter of my life and my career, and excited to be an Oiler and to get started here.
You said one of the most exciting parts of coming to Edmonton was the chance to play with Connor McDavid, but it's not easy to learn how to play with a player that good. Can you kind of describe the process it took for you to figure out who you need to be, what kind of player you need to be to play with Connor McDavid?
He's the best player in the world. He really does put so much time and effort into the game and being the best version of himself, and you want to be able to try your best to match that and bring the best version of yourself to every game.
Cut it back, McDavid, beautiful pass, backhander, score! Zach Hyman!
For me, whenever I play with these types of players, and Connor's special, obviously, you want to be the best version of yourself, but you don't want to lose who you are. Like, you don't want to play outside of your game. I think that's really important, is sometimes when guys get called up or down the lineup, they try to change their game and be a different version of themselves. But I think the key to playing with a guy like that is to know what you're good at and to try to complement that player.
Chemistry doesn't happen overnight. You know, we can only understand what each other are seeing if we're sharing it with each other. And I think him and I especially do a really good job of that. He's always around the net, you know, so you can kind of just put it there and you know he's going to be around there.
this hippo fits, right? But this hippo's too big. Your favorite hippo's too big. Maybe we'll put your favorite hippo around it. A good idea? Yeah? Okay, ready? Say hi to everybody. What do you say? Are you being a nice big brother?
Mom.
Only mom?
No.
What about dad?
No.
Why?
But you can't.
Okay.
When you think of your career starting in Toronto, you know, your rookie year, single guy, now you're a husband to your high school sweetheart, Alana, your father to 2 boys, Theo and Ben, with another along the way. You sit back and think of just what the ride has been like for you even up to this point.
Oh man, it's tough. Like I think when you're in the moment, it's hard to reflect back because you're like, what's next? What can we achieve next? And for us, it's obviously like the Stanley Cup. That's the goal. So you don't ever really reflect on your career in the moment. But at times, sure, like there are moments that you kind of you hit. Like when I hit 50, it's like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Like look how far. And I never say I say we've come. And I always say it to my entire support system, like my parents, my uncles, my brothers, my wife. Like everybody's on this journey with you and they sacrifice so much for you as the athlete that it means so much. Like when we all win together, like that'll be a pretty special moment. And I'm excited about this playoff run.